What's up, Internet? I'm Chimera, and I am bad at Homecoming City of Heroes. We're back with Cerulean, just picking up where we left off. Let's get into it. The apparitions are created by the Seer program? This is horrifying. Tillman is cutting out the strongest emotional parts of people's personalities and discarding them like trash. The result is an obedient seer, loyal to Mother, and willing to obey her every command. I thought what Diabolique did was bad, but at least she has the decency to kill you before enslaving your eternal soul. Tillman is butchering people's psyches and keeping them alive in a living hell. You show courage in the face of death. I could ask nothing more than to have such a brave friend stand at my side. From the sound of it, Diabolique has discovered that there is more than Mother Mayhem's psychotic powers at work here, that there's magic as well, and she is uncertain of the source. Her offer for me to join her was just a masked cry for help for our old teacher. Tell her thanks for the offer, but no thanks. I'll look into this kindred magic of my own. Meanwhile, I think whatever it is that is going on has Diabolique concerned enough that she isn't looking to make more enemies. This might be the best chance we have of getting close to her. See if you can gain her trust before the winds change and she turns on you. I'll do what I can. One more thing, Professor Loro. Diabolique isn't easily put on the defensive. If this magic that she's discovered is making her cautious, understand that the source of it probably isn't friendly to you either. Right now, the best chance we have is to work together with Diabolique and eliminate the greater of two evils. Just be ready for the backlash once the greater threat is eliminated, or you may find yourself enslaved to her will for the rest of eternity. Cerulean seems to lose consciousness for the briefest of moments and then recovers his balance. Ugh, what was that? Cerulean? Cerulean concentrates for a moment before looking to you with his blazing eyes, concern in his voice. Something, something is happening with the apparitions. It's the enchantment on them. It's activating. What do you need me to do? It's powerful. Professor Loro, you must get to Tammy. I fear she is in grave danger. You want me to save her? This is no time for foolish quarrels over past deeds. There is a great evil moving, and I fear that I cannot oppose it alone. Get to Tammy and bring her here before it's too late. All right, I'm going. Meanwhile, as you race to the rooftop of the Westerman building, We just met Praetorian counterpart to another signature hero. Don't know what her name is in Praetoria, but she's known as War Witch on Primal Earth. Um, we haven't met her. Really, there's not much of a reason to. I can't think of any main story mission arcs where you actually meet her. She does appear in a pocket dimension that also serves as like a nightclub. It's known as Pocket D because that's original. Um, it's kind of a social hub. It's pretty cool looking. We may go there, but in this universe, um, if you were able to keep up with the dialogue there, I wouldn't have been able to if I was reading it aloud. But if you kept up with the dialogue there, Diabolique killed her coven, and uh, Serene is what she's going by now. Not Diabolique, but the other character. Serene introduced us to our next enemy group, the Talons of Vengeance. And they're going to become highly prominent for a huge story arc at level 50. And I think we're going to see them pretty much for the remainder of our time here in Praetoria, First Ward, and eventually Night Ward, um, which we'll be moving on to after I complete the First Ward missions. There's Master Midnight. I'm not sure when his identity is revealed, so I'm not going to reveal it. I am here not to do battle, but to offer you a proposition. What say you? Now remember, Master Midnight is the one that completely destroyed the Midnighters in Praetoria and took all of their power and artifacts. I'm listening. Sweeping cape motion, whoosh! Cue lightning flash and clap of thunder, crash, boom! Then hear the choir. Ah! I am the magnificent Master Midnight, and I am master of the Midnight Masters. Wow, it sounded way better in my head. Irrelevant! I have come to save the world and the delicate wallflower of love that is my Diabolique. My beautiful, delightful, sensitive, caring Diabolique, who has been taken by that equally striking, seductive, cunning, and enchanting vixen, Sorceress Serene. Professor Loro, I appreciate what you did to try and stop that evil sorceress, Serene, and her minions. Regretfully, I discovered too late that the trap was laid for the delightfully devilish Diabolique, but it's not too late to save her. Sorceress Serene is far too powerful and seductive for any one of us to go up against her alone and not become her slave. A fate that is not entirely dire, but no, we will have to join forces if I am to capture Serene and rescue an eternally grateful and potentially scantily clad Diabolique. It will be the stuff of legends. Help me to convince the Carnival of Light to put aside their petty differences so we can join forces and become an alliance of unequaled awesomeness. Serene does seem powerful. I'll see what I can do. Excellent. Let them know that Serene has unleashed the talons of vengeance, and they will understand the need for us to join forces. As they well know, I have a plethora of magical knowledge in my possession, and I am willing to share in order to rescue my Diabolique from the infernal clutches of an equally beautiful and unattainable magical super vixen. Horrible, bloodthirsty monster women to fight, a beautiful ghost princess to rescue, and a sinister and psychotic sorceress to overthrow. This is going to be the best adventure ever! So yeah, Master Midnight is a bit intense. Hey, there's the seat of Hamadon. Let's go before I get squashed. Professor Loro, I felt a great disruption ripple through the magical ley lines that crisscross First Ward. What has happened? Diabolique has been captured. Captured? By whom? A woman named Serene. Serene? Who is she? Professor Loro, this is very important. If this Serene could capture Diabolique, then she could be a powerful ally in our fight against Master Midnight. About that. Cerulean grows angry. Professor Loro, you cannot be serious. Master Midnight is a murderous betrayer. He cannot be trusted. Cerulean, Serene has unleashed the talons of vengeance. No. No, that's... How can that be? I have to discuss this with the Carnival. I have to mobilize the Carnival of War immediately. Damn it. I warned them this might happen. Wait. If we join forces with Midnight... No! There will be no alliance with Midnight. For all we know, he's helping this Serene individual. You would do well to remember just what sort of monster Midnight is. Cerulean, we have bigger problems than Midnight. I agree, and that's why I'm acting now and taking the Carnival to war. If we don't stop the Talons now, then all will be lost. You can get stabbed in the back by Midnight if you want, but if I see that slime ball, he's a dead man. You do what you need to do. I'll do what I need to do. Come and see the Carnival when it readies for war, Professor Loro. Then you will see that Midnight's assistance is unneeded, and his wish to join us is solely for his own survival. Cerulean transports you deep beneath First Ward to meet with the Carnival, but something seems off. So the Talons of Vengeance um, are associated with like the mythological Greek Furies. I don't know to what extent, but essentially they kind of act as well, for lack of a better term, the embodiment of feminine rage. Um, there are uh, there are men that you'll see later on corrupted by the Talons, but for the most part, um, the Talons of Vengeance are women who have been scorned in some way by men, and they essentially lose themselves to the Furies and become these creatures. It starts out with basically them, not really looking all that different, just being way more aggressive. Um, they may gain powers as their corruption sets in. They don't start to change until they start to really fully give in to their the darker side of the rage that they hold. But I don't think it'll be until much later that we're going to see uh, male Furies. It's all just um, and it's earlier in the earlier representations of the um, Talons of Vengeance. It's all like, hell hath no fury than a woman scorned type of stuff, which I think is an interesting take. Okay, we saved them all. And as mentioned before, the Carnival of War is different from the Carnival of Light. Same basic um, principles, albeit with a more aggressive slant. You see, the Talons fear the Carnival of War. Why else would they have conducted an immediate attack upon us if they weren't afraid of our strength? The losses were high, but thanks to your efforts, they were not so devastating that we cannot recover from them. The time to counterattack is now, and I must make sure that the Carnival of War is assembled and prepared. See to it that Devore knows my intentions. I pray that she has insight enough to join me in a fight against the Talons rather than entertain this silly proposal from Master Midnight and wait on the sidelines as usual. I have more pressing matters to attend to. Vanessa Devore is the leader of the Carnival of Light. Uh, huh. On Praetorian, or rather, she's the leader of the Carnival of Light on Praetorian Earth. On on Primal Earth, Vanessa Devore is the leader of the Carnival of Shadows, a villain group, and she's much more psychotic. Here, she has her full faculties. I know, Professor Loro. The Talons of Vengeance are free, and they have just stolen many lives from us. Cerulean is blinded by his hatred of Midnight, and how well that distrust has served him in the past. But now is not the time for us to grow apart. It is time for us to come together. So the Carnival will join forces with Master Midnight. The Carnival of Light, yes, but not Cerulean. Cerulean has long had the loyalty of the Carnival of War, and seeks now to take the fight to the Talons. I fear that rage has blinded him to the folly of attacking the Talons, divided as we are. Perhaps he hoped that when push came to shove, I would follow him and bring the Carnival with me. If only it were that simple. My only hope is that working with Master Midnight can reveal a plan to stop the Talons before Cerulean's life ends in tragedy. You deal with Cerulean. I'll work with Midnight. That's a big chonker. I take it things went poorly. You were gone for quite some time. I guess we'll just have to do it ourselves. The few against the many. And the Carnival of Light will assist you. What? Really? That was easy. I mean, it was easy for you because you are so intimidating. So, how'd you convince them to see the wisdom in teaming up? The Talons attacked the Carnival, but we fended them off. Ho ho! So the Talons draw first blood. I see the Carnival needs my help even more than ever. Perhaps I should negotiate some additional terms with their mysterious leader. Is it true that beneath that mask of hers is the face of an angel whose eyes sparkle like midnight? We haven't much time. Oh, right. I have a book about the Talons somewhere in my collection. I'm sure we can discover a weakness about them in there somewhere. You appear inside the Midnight Mansion and are immediately aware that the place is under attack by the Carnival of War. According to Master Midnight, the Chronicles of Doom are a collection of ancient stories and folklore that chronicle every major and minor doomsday event throughout human history. Some of the stories remain untranslated, but from what little Midnight has read, they all have a common theme. Mankind's hubris is often a major focus in the stories. Either it is the cause, or it is something to be avoided leading up to the final days. It was within the Chronicles that Midnight recalls a description of the Talons of Vengeance, but with it in Cerulean's hands now, he holds the only secret of defeating them. Cerulean is not playing by the rules. How dare he attack my home and my precious Midnight Masters? What is the Carnival of Light going to do about this rogue commanding their forces and spoiling their alliances with all-powerful wizards such as myself? There is a bond that binds warriors together, Professor Loro. It is stronger than steel, harder than stone, and more potent than any magic. You and I share that bond, Professor Loro. I now consider you my retainer. I know, it's a very emotional moment for me as well. Carry that title proudly, Professor Loro. You have earned it. The Chronicles of Doom had all the information about the Talons of Vengeance. The only other information I have on them is in this old witch's tome describing an ancient and mysterious cavern where they found a source of great and terrible magical power. There are a number of spells in it which I have been trying to learn. I mean, as like a pastime thing, just for fun, not really seriously, you know? One of them is a spell that can steal the power to see or commune with spirits, the sort of ability a medium possesses. Let me see that book. We need to find that cavern. I'm sure it has something to do with the Talons of Vengeance and Sorceress Serene. It seemed like Diabolique knew Serene from her past. Perhaps they were witches in the same coven together. While you talk to the Carnival, I am going to be studying Cerulean's magical doorway. Maybe I can figure out how it works, so we can follow him to wherever he went. Ah, Professor Loro, the sun rises in the west hotter than ever. There is war on the horizon, and I sense great fear on the wind. What brings you to me? I have a book with a spell to steal spirit sight. The witch's spell book? You found it? I'm not sure if it's the same one that stole your sight. This is wonderful news, but I must ask, how did you come by this book? Explain the Talons and the alliance with Master Midnight. Blind Makwa nods. What's happening right now? Oh, I'm being ambushed. Blind Makwa nods occasionally as you tell your tale. When you mention the name Serene, however, his cloudy eyes widen and his mouth opens with a gasp. Professor Loro, you must find Nadia and warn her of Serene before it's too late. Is she in danger? Serene is the name of a witch in the same coven as Nadia years long past. There isn't time to explain, but only Nadia can undo Serene's spell and return my sight to me. And Serene undoubtedly knows this. Nadia is very likely to be in grave danger. Alrighty. In our next episode, we're going to talk to Nadia and see about making sure that she is safe from the Talons. Until then, goodbye.